Hello everyone, welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations. Continuing with case number 5, Turnabout Ablaze. The final part of the middle act, I guess you can say. The final part of the middle part of the final case of the first Ace Attorney Investigations game. Here we go. March 14th, 11:33 p.m., Theatrum Neutralis lobby. Agent Lang. Lang Z says, little cubs, never do they know the real fury of the elder wolves. These quotes are definitely becoming increasingly difficult to decipher. And what does that mean? Means that you'll never really know how angry I can get. Mr. Prosecutor, counterfeit bills made with Babyliss ink. They were all of Zangfa denominations. Yes, so I heard from Ms. Rankama. If you don't know where the play money is gone, you must not have figured out that it was all burned yet. Ever since those things showed up in circulation, my country's economy has taken a big hit. Zangfa is in financial chaos as we speak. You can't tell the difference between our own bills and the fakes. But it's not just the money. Citizens are also worried. I've staked the honor of the House of Lang on this. And have come to this land to capture the mastermind behind this whole mess. I investigated how the bills were made and how the ink was smuggled into Zangfa. And I pursued the smuggling ring all the way here. But tonight, this is where the final chapter was written. Despite my frantic efforts to chase the smuggler down, someone got to him first. And now I'm called to return home without a single answer. Agent Lang, don't start. It's not your fault. It's not anyone's fault, Mr. Prosecutor. Master Alva, I'm sorry for all the trouble tonight. Oh, no. It is I who should apologize. It's all because I was not strong enough. Or only I was able to think of a better solution. Quercus, you fool! Curse your empty brain! Heh, you're being too hard on yourself, Ambassador. I take full responsibility for tonight. End of story. Sheena, let's go. Time to return to our den. Yes. I don't like to admit it, but there's not much else for us to do but to go home as well. Ajalan, a moment if you... You, Wolfman's secretary lady, hold it! Objection, Powell! That to come true? Have you got the results of the handwriting analysis already? Yep, and that note was definitely written by Mr. Cochin, sir. Just as I thought. Good work, Detective. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. How long do you intend to hold us up for? Sorry to have made you wait, but I believe that now everyone is finally here. Agent Sheena, I'd like to ask you something, if you don't mind. Yes? How exactly did you fail to see the Yatagarasu? When you were in the neighboring room to where Mr. Cochin was killed. I'd like you to explain that to us. What? Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. What are you doing asking her about something she didn't see? Agent Lang hasn't touched the Babel investigation at all. So I suppose I will need to explain a few things to him first. Mas Edgeves, I can't even begin to imagine what's going on in that head of yours. The only thing going on in my head is the pursuit of the truth. Oh? Sounds like you have some sort of plan. Very well. I'll supervise you until the end. She's seriously going to treat me as a subordinate for the rest of the day. You're not trying to pick a fight with my subordinate on some flimsy guess, are you? I'm not trying to pick a fight, and the evidence is hardly flimsy, as you will see. Ha! I should have known. That you and I are destined to fight it out to the very end. It would appear that way. Well, I'll prove her innocence, so let's see what you've got, Prosecutor Edgeworth. With pleasure. For my opening argument, I'll discuss the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babel, and establish exactly who it was that Kay saw. Agent Lang, I assume you've been briefed on Kay's testimony?
You mean the suspicious person in a coat that she saw?
That's right. That person is one of the keys to solving this case. The person who pretended to be the Yatagarasu.
Pretended? What do you mean by that?
I'll get to that in a second. But first, I want to review what Kay's mystery person did. Kay, if you could please explain for us what the person you were chasing did.
Okay, you got it.
I first spotted the suspicious person near the open-air stage on the Babylese side. I called out to the person, but as soon as I did, that person ran off. I thought it was rather suspicious, so I immediately gave chase. For the sake of argument, let's call the suspicious person the Yatagarasu. Now, please tell us what happened when you chased the Yatagarasu up to the 3rd floor.
Can do.
I chased the Yatagarasu all the way up to the 3rd floor of the Babylese embassy. It was a pretty straight chase down the hallway until the sudden turn. The Yatagarasu disappeared around the corner, so I did my best to catch up. When I turned the corner, I saw the Yatagarasu run into Mr. Kojin's office. I gave chase and ran into the room. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black. I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to my foot, so I turned on the light, but then...
Who's there?
By the time I turned on the lights, the Yatagarasu had disappeared. When Kay entered the room, the person she was chasing was already gone. Why do you suppose that was, Agent Lang?
What do you mean, why do you suppose? Isn't it obvious? The person slipped out through the door behind the girl under the cover of darkness.
Objection!
Sorry, but I know for a fact that the person didn't escape through that door.
Oh, and how do you know that with such certainty?
That's easy. If the Yatagarasu had left through that door, they would have run right into this person.
Take that!
This is who the suspicious person would have ran into.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. Are you sure you're not losing it?
I haven't lost anything, and certainly not my mind.
Maybe not, but you definitely have the wrong person. Maybe you're just terrible with not only logic, but names as well.
You need to add insult to injury. Think, Miles. Recall the circumstances around Kay's near arrest. There was someone right next to Mr. Kojin's office investigating at the time. Okay, but she's the person we're trying to prosecute. Okay.
Take that!
Sure.
Your answer is Sheena?
Yes, because let's consider what would have happened if the Yatagarasu had used the door. When Kay screamed upon discovering Mr. Kojin's body, the Yatagarasu would have run right into Agent Sheena, who is in the next room over. Agent Sheena, would you mind telling us if you saw the suspicious person in question?
No, I did not see anyone.
You see, therefore, the Yatagarasu could not have escaped through the doors.
It just means that the creep slipped out before Sheena made it out into the hallway.
I doubt that, as there was another person in that hallway. A certain detective. Detective Gumshoe, where were you exactly at that time?
Me, sir? Well, when I heard Gay scream... Oh. I ran towards Mr. Coach's office from the opposite direction of Agent Sheena, sir.
So, Agent Lang, can you explain how someone could have eluded both of them? Even you must concede that under these circumstances the door was not a viable route.
Wait again, Mr. Edgeworth. You nailed him with just an explanation of what happened.
Yes. I've eliminated one of the possible escape routes from that room. This is far from over. I need to make Agent Lang aware as well of yet another possible escape route the Yatagarasu could have taken.
I get it. So that's what you're trying to show me. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, let me guess. This is what you're trying to say, right? Because the door was not a viable escape route, then there must have been another way out.
Precisely.
Hey, Mr. Edgewood, it's time to bust out with our revolving fireplace wall explanation, right?
No, not quite yet. Huh? But why? I thought this would be the perfect time. The revolving wall on the Babylese side is known only to 4 people. And if we use this information unwisely, the truth may escape us in the end.
What's with all the whispering over there? Scared I'll figure out your tactics?
Nothing of the sort, Agent Lang. Come, let's continue where we left off.
That smug, haughty attitude of yours. You really rubbed me the wrong way, you know that? Oh, no matter. I figured you out already anyway. The only other possible escape route besides the door is the room's lone window. Since an eerie picture of said escape route exists, are you saying that this photo captures the moment of the Atagarasu's escape?
I guess the Bat must have filled him in on this photo. I have to admit that at first I thought the window to be a possible escape route as well. However, I now know that to be impossible.
Now, I realize you may not know this, but humans can't fly.
Of course I know that. That's bloody common sense. Besides, I never said I thought that photo to be of the Atagarasu's escape route.
I suppose not. Alright then, explain yourself.
The shadow in this photo is not the Atagarasu that Kay was chasing after.
You can say whatever you'd like in whatever language you want. But there's only one language where I really understand. The language of evidence.
Very well then. I present to you proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in this photo. Could it really have been Kochin that she was chasing? She was chasing Kochin? I mean, what other evidence do we have? Two fires broke out. Still haven't figured out what's up with this wet guitar pick. And the perfume, of course. Auto refills. Handwriting, okay. So, yeah, it has to be Kochin, right? Maybe he either stole the real statue or he got handed the real statue by Damask 2 and he was on his way to put it back. But then why would he run away? Because he was holding a stolen item? I don't know. Okay, I don't know what other evidence we have to support this. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Take that!
This piece of evidence proves that the shadow in the photo is not the person Kay saw.
Oh, is that right? What do you think, little miss?
Huh? Well, Gummy, what do you think?
Me? Miss Wakama, what do you think, sir?
I don't think anything, because I already know that evidence proves absolutely nothing.
Looks like you've got a mutiny on your hands, Mr. Prosecutor.
The last thing I needed was him laughing in my face. I need to think back to what Detective Bad told me about when this photo was taken. Between the So, it's just... What? It's just a burnt piece of paper? Burning files on the... Okay. I guess? Does that look like a burnt piece of paper? Looks like a piece of cloth. Okay, let's give it a shot.
Take that!
Here we go. This evidence proves that the oh. Huh? Huh? Proof that the person Kay saw is not the same as the one in this photo. Knife? No. Knife handle? I don't think it's the guitar pick. Oh, okay, let's read this. First fire occurred during the Jam Ninja show. Fire occurred on the 45th floor, so busy the show to put the fire on safe from. Oh, hold on. What is that? Okay. So I see. So we want to prove that this picture was taken before the second fire broke out, which means that that was before Manny got killed. So fires in Babel. There you go.
Take that!
Let's try that. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. Took me a long time to catch up to what they wanted me to reach, but we got there. It's okay. Alright. Let me explain to you precisely what why the shadow in this photo is not the Yatagrasu Kei saw. Kei spotted the Yatagrasu heading for the third floor during the second fire. However, the photo in question was taken just after the first fire. Yeah, way to go. That's twice you bit him in the butt now.
We're not done yet. You still have to explain what that shadow is. And how the Yatagarasu escaped. I don't suppose you can answer both, can you?
Regarding the photo, I admit that we don't understand what it means quite yet.
Ha! As I thought.
However, the Yatagarasu's escape route? Now that I can answer.
You can? Well then, Mr. Prosecutor, go on. Enlighten me.
Hold it!
Even if I explain it, you'll try to find some flaw with what I have to say. You were busy heading up the Alabastina investigation, correct? In that case, I doubt you'd have much knowledge about the Babalese side of the case. So wouldn't it be best if the lead on that side, Agent Sheena, explained it in my stead?
Sheena is my subordinate. If I don't stick up for her, how can I look her in the eyes and call myself her boss?
Lang, it's alright. I can take care of you.
Sheena.
You've shielded me a lot as my boss. But it's time for me to prove my worth.
Alright. If you're okay with it, then you have my support.
Finally, it's down to just Agent Sheena and myself. This is where the battle really begins. Now then, what is it you'd like to ask? Let's see. Why don't we start with your movements inside the Babalese embassy? During the first Babalese fire, I assisted in putting out the fire. During the second fire, I was searching for the other Grasso that appeared in Babel. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu. To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the Yatagarasu even exists. Yeah. And that is all I have to say. But I'm not lying when I say I saw the suspicious person run into Mr. Kojun's office. Like I said earlier, I have no intention of retracing my testimony. Retracting my testimony. Good. Just to confirm, did you have a partner when you were on the investigation? No, I moved alone. In that case, we have no one to corroborate your alibi. Is that correct?
Are you calling her suspicious because she was in a room by herself? How pathetic.
And it wasn't when Agent Sheena tried to arrest Kay under the same rationale? How about when you accused Larry because he was the weapon's owner?
Grrr.
Not that it's unexpected for that useless lump to get in such a situation. Also, I suppose it's never a good idea to let mistakes go uncorrected.
I will make no excuse for what I did in that situation. You should apologize right now for making Kate out to be good, pal. I'm sorry. Sheena, apologize.
I'm sorry. I was trying to think of Japanese word for sorry. All I could think of was arigato. It's really okay. I mean, I'm not under suspicion anymore. Right, Miss Edgeworth? Well, I never doubted you. Not for 1 second.
And the same goes for me. I believe in Sheena.
Then let's put that to the test and see if she's really worthy of your choice. This promises to be interesting.
During the first Babyliss fire, I assisted in putting out the fire.
Hold it!
So you helped with the fire extinguishing effort?
I was in charge of the police on the Babyliss side, so I helped them with their work.
Police doing the job of firemen. You really know how to work people.
She sure does. That's because she's one awesome woman who knows how to manage.
I guess so. She's always bringing you a business card or a scroll
At just the right time. To prepare everything before I'm ordered to. That is the definition of a secretary. She kinda seems more capable than Agent Lang, doesn't she?
At the very least, she's certainly more capable than you, Detective. Oh, I kinda had a feeling you were gonna say that.
Sheena's more than just a capable secretary, you know. Sheena, tell him what other things you're good at. Alright. During the second fire, I was searching for the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babel.
Hold it!
By the second fire, you mean the one that consumed the third floor of Babel, correct?
Yes, that was when the suspicious person was spotted in Babel. Then you were after the same person in the long curve that I was after. There is no proof that the suspicious person was really the Yatagarasu. Because no one was able to get a good look at the person's face.
By the way, how was your team's investigation?
In order to extinguish the fire, water was pumped to the third floor via the windows. So the majority of the investigators conducted their searches on other floors.
Maybe they did, but there was one person who was wandering around lost on the third floor.
When the fire was pretty much out, I moved to investigate the third floor.
And you did that alone?
Yes. While I was searching, I heard a scream coming from the next room over.
Hold it!
So you were in the room next to Mr. Kojin's office?
I already told you I was earlier, as I was examining the neighboring room. I heard that girl's shrill scream. Upon hearing her, I immediately went towards Mr. Kojin's office.
Wherein you proceeded to arrest her, as I recall.
Yes, I did. But you was only innocent, pal. I thought we had already cleared that up. And I thought I had already apologized for my behavior. Now, if the tenacious detective would be so kind as to be quiet.
I have to agree. Right now is not the time to take issues with that. No, not you too, Mr. Edgewood. But what I do take issue with is the fact that you didn't see the Yatagarasu, Agent Sheena.
The prosecutors of this country are all so strange. Although I was in the next room, I was unable to catch a glimpse of the Yatagarasu.
Hold it!
You were unable to catch even a glimpse despite being in the next room. Is that true?
I really hate to repeat myself.
I'm sorry for inconveniencing you. However, I simply wish to make sure that you're not misremembering something. We wouldn't want you to be accused of lying later on, would we?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor! You calling Sheena someone a lie?
Agent Lang, I'm talking with Agent Sheena right now. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't interrupt us with superfluous comments. Oh, you know, I feel kind of bad for him. I understand his pain at watching one of his subordinates being accused. However, I cannot tell my eyes from the truth.
Lang, I'm alright. And as for you, I think you should be focusing your doubts on that girl rather than me.
Why is that?
To be honest, I'm actually very skeptical that the girl's Yatagarasu even exists.
Hold it!
Are you throwing Kei's words into doubt again?
Well, she does claim to be Yatagarasu, right? And she did try to chase down the Yatagarasu despite being just an average citizen.
Actually, she came here with the goal of capturing the fake Yatagarasu.
That's right, which is why I would never lie about anything related to the Yatagarasu. And I suppose you have proof of that somewhere? Not quite, but even without any, I have people who believe in me, and that's enough. I see.
Kei's testimony is without flaw, but as for yours, well, let's just say that I find your testimony to be a bit suspicious. There seems to be a very large flaw in her testimony.
Oh, then why didn't you show her? Then why didn't you show her using what we found out with Little Thief?
I will, in due time. The escape route of the Yatagarasu that Kei was in pursuit of. It turns out that it really does lead right to Agent Sheena. Then what is it that she is keeping from us right now? Okay, what do we use to prove any of it? Do we use the key? The Yatagarasu key?
Objection!
This piece of evidence shows us the contradiction in your testimony. By your silence, I assume you agree with my conclusion? No, I just don't have a worthy response. In any case, I have some documents I need to attend to. I guess she feels that she has no need to counter my argument. Seems to be a very large flaw in her testimony. Why don't you show you what you're doing with the little thief? Okay, what did we find with Little Thief? We found the escape route. We found the wire and the grandfather clock. What else did we find using Little Thief? Okay. Do we really use the fireplace wall right now? Okay, sure.
Objection!
Okay. Being in the room next to Mr. Kojin's office is the problem with your testimony.
Knuckle back!
Mr. Prosecutor, I don't see what problem you're talking about at all. Agent Lang, do you recall the secret you discovered about the Alabastian office fireplace?
Huh? Oh, you mean how it connects the office with the room next door? What about it?
Well, Alabasta isn't the only country with secret connecting fireplaces.
What?
The fireplace in Mr. Kojin's office holds the exact same secret.
What?
Yet the girls who didn't escape through the door to the room or the window. The escape route was through the revolving fireplace wall into the next room over. Now do you see? If the other girls had escaped into the next room, then the thief would have run straight into Agent Sheena. Meaning that it's impossible for her to have missed the Yatagarasu. What is the meaning of this, Miles? Well, would you care to explain, Agent Sheena? How you managed to completely miss the fleeing Yatagarasu, or shall I? Your claim that you were in the next room was a lie all along, wasn't it? The truth is, you were the one Kay saw on the code. Pretending to be the Yatagarasu, and you were the one she chased after. As you tried to lose her, you ran into Mr. Kojin's office and headed for the fireplace. Then you shed your coat in the next room, leaving it there to emerge as Agent Sheena. After that, you came back around to place Kay under arrest. Does that sound about right? If not, then speak now or forever hold your peace.
How dare you make Kay look like a bad guy when you're the suspicious one, pal? Sheena?
That love. I remember this irritating laugh. Brr. I'm getting chills down my spine. Can't be. But it has to be.
Sheena! What's wrong with you?
I'm sorry. It was so funny that I couldn't help but laugh. Funny, you say? Yes, that would accuse me of being the Yatagarasu. Oh, is she's still putting on the accent? The prosecutors of this country really are, so very strange. You think you can get away with this by simply laughing it off? You think I'm taking things too lightly? I think not. It is that prosecutor who is. Look, everything you said earlier is nothing more than mere speculation. Yatagarasu fled to the fireplace? Do you have any proof to back up your claim? If you don't, then you haven't proven a thing regarding the other Grasu's escape route. The tone of voice you're taking with me now has certainly changed. That's because it's been a while since I've had this much fun. I think I'll let loose and then we can have a real battle of wits. For an agent of Interpol to show me the true power of her mind, it is a great honor. Don't underestimate me. I'm not some foolish broad, you know. I know, and that is why I won't hold anything back either as I answer your question. My question? Here's your proof that the revolving fireplace wall in Babel was used recently.
Take that!
I'm sorry, but is this really your honest answer to my question? Yes. According to Ambassador Polano's testimony, he said that he was burning some documents in the fireplace with Mr. Kojin. Oh? The ashes of what they burned were left in the fireplace, so they should have been there. However, when we went to investigate the room, the ashes weren't there. Why is that a problem? Maybe someone cleaned them up.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, Ambassador Polano said that he forgot to. And so the question remains, why were the ashes missing? The answer is simple. When the Elder went through the fireplace wall, the ashes were pushed into the next room by the wall as well. The movements of the ashes that were in Mr. Kojin's office is my proof. And just what is so funny? Ashes proof? Are you even allowed to submit such flaky evidence in court? You still wish to fight us? Of course, why wouldn't I? In that case, let's hear your counter-argument. My counter-argument, huh? This really is just like being in court. Well, to me, we're simply continuing from where we left off all those years ago. I have no idea what you're talking about. It doesn't matter if you're at a crime scene or in court. Let's finish this here and now. I suppose. I've had a lot of fun today, but I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. In my eyes, all it proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used. But you can't really call that proof of that. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace now, can you? So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence. Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation, and we found not a single suspicious thing in the Mr. Coach's office. And there you have it, my counter-argument. That's very impressive. She has seen through to the fact that I have yet to gather that one piece of evidence. What is it, Kay? I haven't heard a peep out of you in quite a while now. If you don't think you can handle it, feel free to leave the rest of us. Feel free to leave the rest of it to us. But I... Kay, pull yourself together. You are the true heir to the Yatagarasu name, are you not? If you want to seal the truth, then you must never take your eyes off of it. This chase you're running to catch the truth, you must see it through to the very end. Miss Edgeworth, you're right. I will see this through to the end. So, you go get her for me, Miss Edgeworth. With pleasure. Looks like a lack of evidence has left you wide open, doesn't it?
Sheena, please, show me you're someone I could trust.
Don't worry, this will be the deciding match. You will see. I'm truly sorry, Agent Lang, but I simply can't allow her to escape me again. Very well then, Agent Sheena. Shall we begin? I'm ready whenever you are. Okay. I feel like this should be easy enough, right? Just flip her over. Put a flame to her back. And if she lights on fire, then that means she walked through the fireplace. Because there was ink on it, right? In my eyes, all you've proved is that the rotating fireplace wall was used.
Hold
Sounds to me like you're saying my explanation is not good enough. But I was able to go through the revolving door myself.
That should be proof enough even for you, pal.
Huh, looks like you don't quite understand. But by your looks, I can guess that you're not all that learned.
Youch! Talk about rude. You should watch what you say, pal.
Sadly, I can't say I disagree with her on that one. But you know what I mean, right? You may have proven that the fireplace was used. But you can't really call that proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace now, can you?
Hold it!
So you want proof that the Yatagarasu was the one who used the fireplace? That's right. Well, do you have any? Can you prove that it wasn't the Yatagarasu who used the fireplace? I don't need to prove anything to you. Objection!
Hold it!
Okay, if you could please not steal my line. Sorry, but I just couldn't hold it in anymore. Well, don't fret and leave her to me. All you have to do is sit back and watch. Aha! You may seem to have some wiggle room, but without any evidence, it's meaningless. So then, who was it that used the rotating wall? Show me your answer with real evidence.
Hold it!
It's possible that the Yatagarasu left fingerprints inside the fireplace. Sorry, but I had the forensics team check that already. All they found were prints belonging to Ambassador Paleno and Mr. Kochan. Curses! I should have known better than to think the Yatagarasu would have been so careless. But there must be some sort of evidence that we still have yet to find. I take it you have no further objection? Remember, we've already finished our very thorough investigation.
Hold it!
So Interpol has finished examining the entire Babalese embassy? Yes. The investigators who went out into Alabas were incredibly helpful. They all put in great efforts to search for any sign of the Yatagarasu.
Objection!
And yet, despite all that effort, it appears that they failed to notice the lack of ash in the office fireplace. Furthermore, you was the one who inspected the room next to Mr. Kochan's, correct? I did notice the ash there in the fireplace of that room, and for that, I am sorry.
You don't need to apologize, Sheena. As your boss, your mistakes are my mistakes. So allow me to apologize for you. I'm sorry.
You know, maybe this guy's not such a bad guy after all.
He apologized for his subordinate and everything. What a great boss.
Are you saying that I don't do anything for my own subordinates?
No, nothing of the sort, sir. You're someone I respect, sir, even if you are a bit too strict sometimes.
That is only a problem on your end. Wow, way to be super hard on him in response. Am I really too strict on everyone?
Anyway, Sheena, you didn't find anything in Mr. Kochan's office, right?
That's right. We finished our investigation and we found not a single suspicious thing in Mr. Kochan's office.
Hold it!
So we really didn't find anything? Yes, as I said, not one suspicious thing. Although, as you already know, we did find the Yatagarasu's key and the document detailing the smuggling operation. But we still haven't found the blade that belongs to the Babalese knife handler yet.
Ha! You see? My subordinates worked hard to investigate everything. But there was nothing else to find, alright?
Wow, why did you Lang really sticks up for his people?
Lang Zi says all men are brothers, and friends become family. So you see, my people are my family, and their families are my family too.
That's a rather large family you have there. Yes, but as we all know, there's always one black sheep in any family. And though it pains me, Agent Lang, you will know the black sheep in your family. So, do you actually have any proof that the Yatagarasu used the... So, do you actually have any proof that the Yatagarasu used the fireplace passageway? No, I haven't found any yet. What are we going to do? There's no need to worry. Because there is a loophole in Miss Interpol agent's argument we can exploit first. The one in charge of the police investigation was not Agent Lang, which means that with Agent Sheena in charge, it's possible she may have tampered with the evidence. That piece of evidence that we found. But there is one thing I do know, it is that someone tried to hide it from us. Did they know about the statue? That it's a fake? They know about the bills. And they were all burned up, so... Handwriting on the mask note? But that wasn't found in Coach's office. Okay.
Objection!
This piece of evidence shows us the contradiction in your testimony. By your silence, I assume you agree with my conclusion. No, I just have a word to respond. Okay. There's a loophole in state Interpol agent's argument we can exploit first. The one in charge of the Beverly's investigation was not Agent Lang, which means that with Agent Sheena in charge, it's possible she may have tampered with the evidence. That piece of evidence that we found, there's one thing I do know, it is that someone tried to hide it from us. What did they try to hide? It must have been something that we found the second time around. But what the wire? I don't know. The knife? I doubt that it's the knife. Is it really gonna be the wire? I don't know. Okay. I'm just gonna go quickly to the guide and see what the answer is. Because I don't have many. I can't really afford to make many mistakes right now. Let's see. All right. Table of contents. Tournament ablaze. Middle part 3. Okay. Where are we? Huh, really? Okay, so it's just like a technicality. It doesn't need to have any significance. We just need to prove that she missed something in the investigation. Okay. Apparently the wire or the counterfeit bills work. But, I mean, they weren't burnt up. Oh. Okay. They're still looking for them like they haven't been burnt up. They don't know that they've been burnt up. Sure. Technically, that's something suspicious, and you, for some reason, managed to not disclose it, so take that, I guess. Okay. Now, a very strong objection to her claims, but hey, it's something. Alright. Well, you say that you and your agents have finished your thorough investigation. Are you absolutely certain that you didn't overlook anything? Well, aren't we full of ourselves, standing there insulting Interpol agents?
Better not be insinuating that my men are incompetent, Mr. Prosecutor.
I'd never do that. However, it doesn't change the fact that they did overlook something. I'd like for you to take a look at this length of wire.
And what exactly is this supposed to mean? Length of wire? So what about it?
I'll tell you what. We found this in the Babylonis embassy not long ago.
What?
We found it wound up inside the grandfather clock in Mr. Cochin's office.
You found that at the scene of Mr. Cochin's murder?
But this wire wasn't all we found. We found one other very important thing.
There's more?
In Mr. Cochin's office, there were signs that someone had burned counterfeit bills there.
What is that? Aya! That evidence was something you found out through that girl's machine, right?
So what if it was?
Ah, that's what I thought. But unfortunately for you, a recreation made by a machine is hardly concrete proof. Among the ashes you found in the room, did you happen to find any counterfeit bills?
No.
You see? So there was nothing in that office, nothing you could call evidence anyway.
Objection!
I'm sorry, but I seem to have given you the wrong impression.
How so?
I don't recall saying that I was presenting evidence of any sort. But rather, I was pointing out that your investigation was incomplete. And that this throws doubt on the purity of your investigation into the Yatagarasu.
You suspect me, I see. Alright, then I ask that you point out what part of my investigation is incomplete.
The other Interpol agents worked under the command of Agent Sheena. And is it not possible that the reason that the person Case was chasing chose the third floor was because the person knew there would be no other agents on that floor? Furthermore, we've come to see that Agent Sheena was only pretending to be investigating the Yatagarasu to the point of arresting Kei. In that case, there is one location that no one has yet to inspect. Your team's investigation was incomplete because they failed to inspect this location.
Take that!
Location, Agent Sheena, is of course the room you claim to have examined. I believe the room next to Mr. Cochin's office warrants a thorough inspection.
Even if you do that, I doubt you'll find anything of use to you there.
I will be the one to decide that. Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir. I'm on it. I'll be right back after I check out the room next to the office.
Hey, Miss Edgeworth. You really think that Miss Sheena is Yatagarasu? Yes, if my logic is sound, I believe she is.
Then I'm not gonna let her get away with ruining the name of the Yatagarasu. But can you prove she's the Yatagarasu? Is the question.
If Detective Gumshoe can find what I'm hoping he will find, then I should be able to.
And just what are you hoping he'll find?
Her coat. Let's just say this. I had Gumshoe do a little experiment for me earlier.
An experiment? As if that detective has the brains for high science.
It wasn't that mentally taxing. I had him use the same escape route as the Yatagarasu.
And what did you find out by doing that?
First, that it's possible for a person to fit through the revolving wall door. Second, that by going through there, his coat was covered in ash and Babylonis ink.
Who cares what his coat was covered in? It's not worth that much anyway.
Ah, but is it really worth so little? I believe that it's actually quite a meaningful result, the value of which I'm about to prove.
Mr. Edgeworth, I found some things you really need to see, sir.
Oh, so what are these things that you found?
Some makeup, a coat, and a pair of shoes, sir. You found a coat? You hear that, Miss Edgeworth? Maybe it's the one the person I was chasing was wearing.
Yes, the possibility does exist. Agent Sheena, were these pieces of evidence not in that room when you examined it?
Unfortunately for you, those aren't suspicious items of any sort. They all belong to me. They were getting in the way, so I sold them in that room.
Oh. Thank you for bringing them to me. It saves me a trip. Maybe I have them back now?
Hold it!
These items the detective brought back are incredibly significant. I request that we be allowed to examine them. They're my personal belongings, so you have no right to touch them without my permission.
Objection!
I wish to examine them for the sake of the investigation. But if you wish to deny us access to them, Agent Lang, let's hear your opinion on this.
I say let him look at your stuff, Sheena.
Lang?
Sheena, let's put it all out in the open. If you're really innocent, then you have nothing to worry about, right?
I guess so. Alright, go ahead and examine whatever you'd like. After all, I have nothing to hide. Good. Now let us begin. So which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine, sir? I believe I'll examine her makeup. What is this? It looks like a very thin paintbrush. It's a lip brush. It's for putting on my lipstick. Ah, I was empty with a lot of weird powder inside, sir. That's just foundation powder in there. It's nothing to get worked up over. Wow, you two sure know a lot about makeup. I think I need to confiscate them for a bit. Ooh, I never knew makeup consisted of this stuff, too. I see. Ooh. Seems to be completely absorbed in a study of cosmetics. I guess there really wasn't anything suspicious in Agent Sheena's makeup. I suppose not. Let's move on to examine something else. So which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine, sir? Let us examine her shoes. There doesn't appear to be anything particularly odd about them.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor. You know what they say about men who stare at women's shoes for too long, right?
Aha, how scandalous. I am merely doing my job, Agent Lang. I don't see how that warranted a comment. Now then, there's some dirt on the soles, but otherwise, these seem perfectly normal. I guess there really wasn't anything suspicious about Agent Sheena's shoes. I suppose not. Let us move on and examine something else. So, which of Agent Sheena's belongings are you going to examine, sir? Let's examine the coat.
Yes, sir.
It appears you managed to stain your coat rather badly. Agent Sheena? At across where that case was wearing a coat, and I'm beginning to wonder if this stain wasn't created when you went through the fireplace. No, you have it wrong. That soot probably got on my coat when I was helping the police put out the fire. And what about this dark substance around the hem of your coat? Oh, I didn't realize that the hem was that dirty. I'm sure it's just some water mixed with soot from when I was helping with the fire. I don't think so. You think you can get away with such a transparent lie?
Yeah, don't lie to us, pal. This is the same pattern of dirt that got on my coat when I went through the fireplace.
Your words ring hollow in the absence of evidence, you know. So unless you can prove that the dirt on my coat is from the fireplace, which I can. What? How? You did a great job, Detective Yamcha. Misha? What did I do? This coat. This is exactly the piece of evidence I was searching for. I had been hoping to find the coat that the person K-Saw was wearing. Thanks to you, we proved that going through the fireplace would sully a coat.
I don't quite get what you're saying, but I'm happy for the praise, sir.
All that remains is for us to show what the dark substance of the coat hem is. Oh, and you think you can do that? Of course I can. This is the dark substance that sullied the hem of this coat.
Take that!
Baby's ink? Yes, this is what will prove that the coat went through that fireplace. According to Ambassador Plano, he burned some files in the fireplace this morning. You told us about that already, so I don't really see the point in mentioning it again. My point is that he spilled some ink onto the back wall of the fireplace at that time. If the dark substance of this coat turns out to be Babley's ink, it will prove that you and this coat went through the revolving fireplace wall. Sorry to have clipped one of your wings, Yatagarasu, but we're not finished yet. But you have no way of proving whether or not this is Babley's ink on the coat hem. Oh, but I do. And I did show that it is ink in a few seconds. How, you ask? Well, since you don't seem to know, allow me to show you. This is how we prove that the dark substance of the coat is Babley's ink. We can find out whether that is Babley's ink or not by lighting on fire.
That's how you're gonna prove that it's Babley's ink?
Yes, if you could please cut a section of the dark stain area for me, I'd appreciate it. Because I will show you, here and now, what the dark substance is.
Sheena, sorry to do this, but I'm gonna have to cut off a bit of your coat.
Go ahead. I wasn't planning to wear it anymore anyway. Now then, if someone who could loan me a lighter or something. Oh, I've got some matches. I always carry them with me so I can light smoke bombs. Then, if I could please have 1K, we can get this experiment underway.
It's a flame! It's the same color as the flame's white crystal oil produces. Which means...
Babby's ink is a product of white crystal oil, and when lit, the ink produces a green flame. I believe the time has come to clip the Yatagrasu's other wing.
Mishina, you're the fake Yatagrasu. The one who killed my father.
It's about time you came clean, Agent Shina. Or should I say, Callisto you?
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, you're not serious, are you?
Do I look like the joking type to you?
Callisto you? I've never heard that name before in my life. That manner of speaking, that attitude. You haven't changed a bit in 7 years. You're the defense attorney that killed Mr. Faraday and they try to frame me for it. Oh really? And you have proof? You insist that I am this Callisto you woman, but you can't prove it. If you have no proof, then I'm afraid you won't be able to lay a single finger on me.
Objection!
The raven is a very unique bird, one that flies by the darkness of night. However, the light of dawn has arrived and it will reveal your true ugly form to the world.
Enough poetry. I want to see some evidence. You really have some things that can prove that she is Callisto you.
I do. It's something that the second Yatagrasu has preserved for us these last 7 years.
Do me the honor, Miss Edgeworth.
I will, Kay. We have finally come to the end. We'll prove her to be Callisto you with this, and clip this Yatagrasu's wings for good.
Take that!
Don't waste my time with garbage. Now go throw it out in the trash can in the hallway.
I thought you said you weren't the joking type, yet here you are telling jokes. But I'm not laughing.
Miss Edgeworth, that piece of evidence I saved for all these years, I think you can prove that Miss Sheena is really Callisto you if you use it.
Yes, you're right. It's time we brought this case from 7 years ago to a close. We'll prove her to be Callisto you with this, and clip this Yatagrasu's wings for good.
Take that!
This perfume, this will prove you to be Callisto you.
It will?
Kay has preserved it perfectly for us. Surely you remember this bottle? This belonged to Miss Yu just before she disappeared 7 years ago. Naturally, this means that a few of her fingerprints are on here as well.
This is that bottle of perfume you spilled, which I have preserved ever since. I heard from my father, Bern Faraday, that if stored under the right conditions, a fingerprint can be preserved for decades. Which means that your fingerprints are still on here. Every last one.
We can clear everything up if we were to compare the prints on this to your own. Now come, Major Sheena. Will you submit yourself to a fingerprint test?
Looks like you've seen right through me yet again. Sending the biggest chill down my spine, Edward.
Callisto, you!
So you've shown your true face at last. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than that time 7 years ago.
Sheena, you're...
Lang, I really enjoyed our days together. You are an insanely strong, nice, kind-hearted person. Idiot of a man.
So, you were a spy all along? A mole sent by the smuggling ring I've been chasing after? Someone who has been feeding them intel on Interpol all this time?
Ha! Very good. Maybe you're not as big of an idiot as I thought. Mr. Yu, the one who killed my father 7 years ago. You're her, aren't you? The fake Yatagrasu. That's right. Callisto Yu. That's just one of my many names. But even that is just a facade. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the great thief, Yatagrasu.
Callisto you, this time you won't escape. For this is the end of the road for you. Now come along quietly.
You know, you're the one who left the strongest impression on me, Kay Faraday. And had you not used the Yatagrasu's gadgets, I might have never known who you were. But here we are, being a thorn in my side, just like your father always was.
Kay, don't!
I'll never forgive you what you did to my father.
You really are just like him.
Mr. Faraday, too, possessed such laughable honesty.
Oh. Kay!
Ah! You let Kay go right now, pal! You despicable... Let go of me, you filthy...
You think I'm a fake, don't you? Well, unfortunately for you, I'm the real Yatagarasu.
That's impossible! My father was the one who created the thief.
Hey, Edgewell. Yatagarasu has 3 legs. Do you know why that is? Why it has 3 legs? There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be 1 step ahead. First, Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. No, it can't be. Did you finally figure it out? Do you finally know the real identity of the Yatagarasu? The real identity of the Yatagarasu is... me.
That bad?
The real identity of the Yatagarasu is neither Burn Faraday nor Callisto U. But by the same token, they're also both the real Yatagarasu. How very perceptive of you.
No way!
The single person known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu never existed.
Miss Hedwig, No, I refuse to believe this!
Yatagarasu is known to have 3 special skills. Skill number 1. Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object.
Oh, it's an organization?
It's not a single person, it's, you know,
It's an idea,
you know?
I guess?
A lawyer would have the opportunity to learn the layout of client corporations. Skill number 2. The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. And a good prosecutor would be well versed in the ways of a criminal. And skill number 3. The Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind. Ever. He doesn't investigate the Yatagarasu, he cleans up after the Yatagarasu. Detective Bad! It was only natural for the Yatagarasu to never leave evidence behind. He's the lead detective on the case. Hid it all away. You're the 3rd member of the Yatagarasu? You. I've been looking for you a long time. 7 long years. But I finally got you.
Ha! Why, Mr. Bad, long time no see. What happened to us? We used to be such a great team. If you were such a great team, then why did you kill my father 7 years ago? Why indeed? It was nothing personal, really. Just another person I had to kill. How can you say that? I grew weary of this, and it's about time for everything to come to an end. And this time, I won't miss. Stop! You!
Okay.
It's over, Sheena. Your leg!
Agent Lang? You idiot! What were you thinking jumping in front of my gun like that? What are you risking your life for?
I'm sorry, Detective Bad, but no matter what sort of past she may have had, or even if she is a spy, it doesn't change the fact that she is my subordinate. And as long as she is, I can't allow any harm to come to her. Not even from you.
You really are an idiot, you know that?
Ha! It's fine with me. You should know by now that this is how I am. Hey, sis.
Yes?
I want you to conduct a full body search. Sheena might have another weapon on her.
Alright. Detective Gumshoe, your assistance, please.
So,
Hey, I found something.
what is this, sir? It looks like the blade of a knife, but it doesn't have a handle.
This is a great find, Detective.
It is, sir?
Let's try pairing up this blade with this handle.
Take that!
I believe this blade actually belongs with the handle that was on the murder weapon.
Hey, they fit together perfectly.
This blade must have been taken from the crime scene when the knife handles were switched.
I'm gonna go return this Babbly's knife now.
Alright. I trust you to make sure that it is returned to Ambassador Polino. I believe this makes it perfectly clear who did it. Callisto, you. For the only time the handles could have been switched is just after Mr. Gojan's murder. Which means that you must be Mr. Gojan's killer. You killed Mr. Gojan with the Alabastian knife. Switched the handles and then took the original blade of the Bablisan knife with you. Later, you allowed yourself to be spotted by Kay near the open air stage. You used the fireplace to lose her, and then you went back to accuse her of the murder. Does that about sum it up?
Objection!
You craft an engaging tale, Edgeworth, but there are two problems with it. Problems? In what respect? What do you think my real reason was in allowing her to chase after me? So I could capture Kay Faraday. What? When I saw you using that device at Gatewater Land, I knew right away that you were Ben Faraday's daughter. I became curious, so I researched a little into your background. That's how I found out that you were on the trail of the Edegarasu. That's why you tried to pin Mr. Gojan's murder on me. Yes, I knew you would show up at this embassy tonight, so I thought to use you. But pinning the murder on you wasn't my only goal. You had another. Yes. Once I had you under arrest, I had planned to search you and take back the device that rightfully belongs to me, the true Yatagarasu. You're going to take Little Thief away from me. 7 years ago, it was thanks to that device that Faraday was able to infiltrate this place. But he stole more than he should have. I had a tough time recovering that precious key. Then the person who stole the Yatagarasu's key was Mr. Faraday. You. That isn't 7 years ago. What was the catalyst behind it? In the eyes of the smuggling ring, the Yatagarasu was becoming a bit of a problem. It wasn't an especially pleasant assignment. Then why? Why did you become a member of the Yatagarasu? Why? There is no why. I was destined to betray everyone from the very beginning. From the beginning? What is that supposed to mean? The person I take orders from hasn't changed. Even now, to this day. Does this mean that the leader of the smuggling ring wasn't Mr. Koshin? Then the real ringleader is still out there pulling the string.
Are you done asking what you need to know? Because if so, we should probably get going. You're gonna tell me everything you did tonight. Do you understand, Sheena?
I guess I should tell you then that I was the one who set the Betty's embassy on fire. And why did you do that? I suppose it was to destroy all the evidence. I suppose it was to destroy all evidence of the counterfeit bills.
That was what the smuggling ring was trying to do? Then why start two fires?
Sorry, but I can't tell you anything about the ring. It's your job to complete your investigation, after all. I've had my fun. Now it's your turn to enjoy the ride. Wait! Miss Sheena. Yes. When I fell to the floor earlier, these fell at my feet. What about them? They're such pretty hair sticks that I thought, well, that I should return them to you. You can have them. They're of no use to me anymore. If you don't want them, you can always just throw them away. No, I want to keep them. Suit yourself. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, Edgeworth. About the second problem I had with your story? I didn't kill anyone tonight. What? I'm not saying that as a sore loser. Think of it as a hint, if you will.
Mr. Prosecutor!
Yes, Agent Lang?
Mark my words, I'm not done here, and I'll be back. And it's got nothing to do with duty or anything. This has become my personal case. I may have been shot, but I'll show you just how dangerous a wounded wolf can be.
His anger appears to have negated the sensation of pain in his injured leg. Who was it then? It's finally over, Kay. I feel like I've peered into her heart a little, you know? It's so cold and dark and incredibly lonely. The person who was giving her all these commands. The one who thought my father was a problem to be removed. That person is the real ringleader behind the smuggling ring. Mr. Edgeworth, I have a favor to ask. Can you hold on to these hair sticks for me? They're really pretty, just like the ones they were selling for the Jam and Ninja show. But until this case is over, I don't think I can look at them without being overcome. I understand. I'll take good care of them for you. There's a bit of sores stuck on the ends of these sticks.
Oh, I guess it's that time already, huh?
So it's midnight. It's the dawn of another day.
Hey, Pops, thanks a bunch. We've done a lot for everyone all these years.
That's too bad. Don't tell me today is the day. Yeah, it is. With this, I can retire in peace. It was down to the wire, and we almost didn't make it. But we did it. We solved everything. That's just it. We haven't solved everything yet. The ringleader of the smuggling ring, you the Edgarasu were chasing after. Oh, the ringleader of the smuggling ring, you, the Edgarasu, were chasing after. The legend of the Edgarasu is now over. Mr. Edgeworth, that bit of logic earlier, it was brilliant. I feel like I can leave it all in your hands. I'm counting on you. Is it really true, Uncle Bad? Were you also part of the Edgarasu? As I said to you earlier, Kay, I'm truly sorry. I wanted nothing but a peaceful life for you. Uncle Bad.
Hey, don't take it so seriously. It's all just one big joke, right?
Unfortunately, it isn't.
Oh, come on, sir. She's just yanking on my chain. Is she, Miss Edgewood?
Detective Bad. Wait, no, you're no longer a detective. Mr. Bad, I'd like to ask you about the Edgarasu.
Not you too, Miss Edgewood.
Mr. Edgeworth, here. I should give these back to you. These are the pages from my KG8 case files that the Edgarasu stole from my office.
Huh? Wait, what?
Mr. Edgeworth, I must apologize for last night. So the Edgarasu who stole into my room was you, was it?
Wait, and that means... What? Tell me it's not true. That's too insane for me to believe, sir.
It's true, even if it's not something you want to hear. The KG8 incident was a very emotionally trying case. We stood in that courtroom, Faraday as the prosecutor and I as the lead detective. Faraday had evidence in his possession that would prove the defendant guilty. However, because it was stolen, the defendant was found innocent. You, as the elder sister of the victim in the case, when the defendant was pronounced not guilty, she let out a great wail. That's when we realized that there was a limit to what the law could do. The only way to bring someone like that to justice was to do so outside of the courts. That's what we thought at the time. That's how we formed the Edgarasu and vowed to bring to light any dirty dealings companies had with the ring, including companies that dealt with the Amano Group, Mr. Amano's conglomerate. We called ourselves the Edgarasu and flexed our collective muscle. We exposed all sorts of shady dealings as a warning to the business world as a whole. By doing that, we were able to stop the higher-ups from covering things up. And then, it's finally time. We had finally arrived at the moment when we'd find out the ringleader's true identity. It was then that you literally stabbed us in the heart. Faraday, he died for it. Why? Wasn't she the sister of the victim in the KG8 incident? After Faraday's death, I looked into her past, and that's when I found out that she was a phony. Victim of the KG8 incident, CCU. She never had a sister. What? Then that means she wasn't the only fake name she used. Alyssa Yu was also another pseudonym. From the very beginning, that woman was a spy sent by the smuggling ring. She said it herself. I was listening to betray everyone from the very beginning. Anyway, let's return to the real topic at hand. Mr. Edgeworth, this trump card that we stuck onto this page of the case file, please use it wisely. Trump card? That photo that we stuck on there, try peeling it off. Behind it slumbers a piece of evidence that Faraday hid away all those years ago. It's the mark of the Edgarasu. Why? This is a directives card from the big boss. Take a look at the bed. This was something Kochin had on him at the time of the KG-8 incident, 10 years ago. That blood is from the victim of the incident, Miss CCU. But why is the card adorned with the mark of the Yatagarasu? The reason why we called ourselves the Yatagarasu is because of the three-legged raven mark that the smuggling ring's boss used. Apparently, orders from the boss would come on these cards without fail. The person who received the order is supposed to burn it immediately after reading it. Apparently, it burns a bright green flame when set ablaze. So you mean the cards were written in Babylizing? The fact that the card that Kochin was sent made it into Faraday's hand at all is nothing short of a miracle. We decided that whenever we stole anything, we would send a card along with it to the police. So that's what those white cards are. The great thief that used the mark that only those within the ring would know. It was our message to the ringleader that we were only a few steps behind. One more thing, Detective Gumshoe. I'm entrusting this to you.
What is this, sir?
This is what I was talking about earlier. During the KG-8 incident trial, Faraday had this in his possession. This important, definitive piece of evidence. I thought it was stolen. How do you have it? The person who stole it from us 10 years ago was a man by the name of Ernest Amano. And he had it locked and hidden away for all this time. But we forced him to tell us where it was finally, after the other day's kidnapping case. This video.
Whoa, don't cut me. What? What? Don't come any closer, I'm warning you.
This is the same video as the one Mr. Portsman was trying to conceal from me. Yeah, it would seem that even he was caught up in the ring's web. Mono was preparing to take on the boss someday. The video was his insurance. That's where that prosecutor comes in. He was to retrieve the video. On top of that, he was apparently instructed to sneak into your office and steal the trump card. You saw it for yourself, right? The card that told him to preserve the evidence. Then that card was not the calling card of the Yatagarasu, but rather a directives card from the ringleader to Mr. Portsman. The two pieces together make for a strong weapon for whoever holds them. The evidence Mr. Portsman thought to withhold from me, and the one that you stole from my office last night. Both pieces are illegal, and for me to use either one is, whether you use them or not is up to you. But they will be of help to you when you take on someone who is above the law. Also one of those who cannot be brought to court that Mr. Faraday spoke of? That there is no limit to the law, for it is the people who determine the limits to them. Do you still insist that even now? You really are something else. I'll leave the rest in your hands. Now then, Detective Gumshoe, the handcuffs. It's time to lock up the last remaining member of the Yatagarasu. Pops! Don't ever lose your detective spirit.
Pops, what is happening? This isn't justice.
Like I always told you, do not get emotionally involved. Now let's go.
Yes, sir.
Is this really the end of a legend? To be continued. Alright. Oh. There we go. That's that done. Middle part. Great. I don't know. Is the last part gonna take a long time, or could try to like rush to do another chapter, but I don't know how long the chapter is gonna be. Got some testimonies, we got an examination, we got more examinations. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I feel like we have at least we have another hour ahead, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. I feel like feel like it's better to just do it on a fresh start. So, yeah. Another short stream, but hey, it is what it is. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.